Housing is one of the most basic needs that humans have, right alongside food and water. A home is more than just four walls and a roof. It's where we feel safe. It's where we rest and recharge. It's where we raise our families. It's where we grow and learn. It's the foundation for our health, our happiness, and our future. And most of all, it's where we truly live. And for more and more residents of our community, especially the people working here, the idea of finding affordable housing lies on shaky ground. It seems like it's more difficult to find, and it seems much more unattainable. One could argue that it's the byproduct of living in a desirable area. For generations, people have been drawn to Hendersonville in western North Carolina by its natural beauty. The region's strong service economy, growing industrial base, and large retirement community have also made it an attractive place to live, work, and play. From historic retreats and summer camps to today's new residents and retirees, it's long been a place people aspire to call home. And that continued demand plays a major role in housing prices today. This is about more than just housing. It's about families. It's about friends. It's about our neighbors. So we decided to ask our neighbors about the challenges they face in realizing the American dream. And the stories we heard were real, honest, and all too familiar.
Hi, my name's Noelle. I'm a teacher and I live in Hendersonville, North Carolina.
Hi, my name is Courtney. I work in the food service industry in Hendersonville, North Carolina.
Hi, my name is Jerry and I work at Mountain Deli, downtown Hendersonville.
Hi, my name is Mildred Goodman. I was born and raised in Hendersonville.
I'm Barbara Volk. I'm the mayor of the City of Hendersonville.
I went to Hendersonville High School behind me, and I graduated in 2020. And then I went to Appalachian State in Boone, North Carolina, and graduated with a political science degree in 2024. And so I figured I would just move back home to Hendersonville and get my own place. I ended up staying in Boone for a little bit because housing was a little bit tricky to find moving back. Hendersonville obviously has changed a lot in the last 10-ish years, I would say. After graduating, I figured I could just apply to an apartment complex. And looking at the apartments, there was none available for less than $1,300, $1,500, and you had to make 3 times the rent, have tax documents and pay stubs to prove it. There was either no amenities or little amenities, or you had to pay for parking, or there was a lot of steps in the process. And I ended up applying to a couple and I got denied because I didn't make 3 times the rent at all. It wasn't even close. And so there was a lot of hurdles to get through, even applying, let alone getting accepted into a place to live.
I have lived in Hendersonville my whole life. In June, that will be 38 years. There's absolutely been a change in the economy in Hendersonville. It started very gradually, and in the last several years, it has been dramatic. Groceries have gotten higher. The rent and the cost of living in general in Henderson County has gotten higher. My current housing situation, I am in an affordable housing apartment right now. We are buying a house, and there was nothing affordable in Henderson County that we could buy. So we are moving to South Carolina. At least for the first month after we move, my kids are still going to be going to school up here. And me and my husband both work on Main Street. So we're still gonna have to commute up here to bring them to work or to school by 7:30 in the morning, and then stay in Hendersonville until they get out of school at 3 o'clock in the afternoon before we drive the hour home to eat dinner and get ready for bed and everything else. So it's definitely going to be a longer commute, a lot less time at the actual house together. It's going to be more time in the car, more time on the road trying to get the kids ready and moving. It's probably going to be a lot more stressful having to live an hour away from where we work.
I've definitely noticed a change in Hendersonville within the cost of living. I would say in the beginning, in probably about the first 7 to 8-ish years, it seemed gradual. Housing, whether it be apartment or house, every bit of it has jumped significantly to the point of you're really working paycheck to paycheck just to be able to make it. And on top of that, I mean, there's also just the basic needs, everyday needs. I mean, your electric bills, your water bills, the cost of groceries, gas, everything has gone up, but not in line with wages, unfortunately. So yes, it's been a lot harder in the last several years. I live with my girlfriend who thankfully owns her own house, so that definitely did help. But prior to that, I was living alone. I was in a house that I was renting out, and basically had to leave because the rent was gonna almost triple because the person that owned the house needed to be able to make ends meet on her own end. So I don't fault her for it one bit. It's just the nature of the beast. When I moved here 15 years ago, this was a town that I basically just fell in love with like day one. It felt like home. But just what I have seen over the last 6 to 7 years-ish, it does scare me that not just me, but other people can very easily get priced out of living in this area, which is a gorgeous area, and I hate for that to happen.
I've been in this home for a little over 20 years, I would say. My main things was my floors was rotting out, they was given away, and I didn't even realize I had a leak. It was a small, maybe like, I think they said 2 or 3 small leaks in the roof. I didn't have the cash money to get stuff fixed. And this was the first program I've ever heard of, you know, to do stuff like this. And so things will probably just have gotten worse.
Been here 51 years. Housing and cost of living, it's gone up. People want to come here. They have the means to come here. And it's really hard to find a place to live. If the city doesn't grow, if we don't continue to develop housing at all price ranges, everything is just going to get more expensive. When you've got just a very small number of places available, people will bid up the prices. So we have to try to balance growth with keeping things as much as possible the way people like them.
I wish people in our community knew that it is hard to find housing, even when you are hardworking and have savings or have a good budget. I mean, I have 2 jobs. I work 65 to 70 hours a week, and still, like I said previously, 50% of my income goes to housing. And while I do have some left over at the end of the month, it's going to groceries and bills and car payments, and so there's not a lot left over. As a 24-year-old working 2 full-time jobs, that shouldn't be the norm. And so I wish that people just understood that we are trying and we're not lazy and we're not asking for too much. It just seriously is an issue to find. I think that if things could change and housing could be more affordable in Hendersonville, it would kind of expand our city more in a full circle kind of way.
There's no way that most people understand how hard housing has, how difficult it has become to find housing in Henderson County.
I wish people knew that there is definitely an affordable housing issue in this town. I think it's one of those things that a lot of people probably turned a blind eye to. I'd be hard-pressed to find somebody that doesn't know it exists, but they don't want to acknowledge it or just don't want to discuss it, because I think there's a stigma behind affordable housing. And that stigma is low income, you know, I guess for the lack of a better term, the deadbeats of just like people you wouldn't want around you. When in reality, we're all just the same people. We're all just trying to survive. But some of us can't afford to live in that nice house, but we have to stay in like a nice little studio apartment on the other side of town.
I met Mr. David, and he started bringing his workers in, and they went through the house and saw what all it needed. So they put a new roof on the house, and they did all the floors, redid the bathroom, and they redid the kitchen all the way through, new cabinets and sink and everything. And so it's really been a blessing, all the work they've put into the house. Real true blessing. And this housing assistance means a lot to me because, I mean, you know, I wish I was rich. I would love to buy one of these big houses and fix it up and help some of the homeless mothers, you know, or just small children that needed somewhere to live. That dream haven't come through yet. I'm not gonna say it won't, because I don't know. And some people think they should be living in mansions, you know. It don't take that for me. And just give me a nice, comfortable place I can lay my head, fix me a good hot meal, and enjoy my family when they come over. That is what I want.
The city has developed a strategic housing plan. It's taken a couple of years to do that, but we're looking at a lot of different options. I wish people would realize that maybe they're okay, but not everyone is. We've got folks that would love to live here, especially younger folks with families, and they can't find a moderate priced house. I just hope everyone has a feeling of compassion for folks who would like to live here, who work here, who want to be close to where they work, and are really looking for a great place to live. This is such a wonderful city. They want to be here, want to be somewhere at least in the county. And I hope we can help them find some place to live.
Meeting this moment will take collaboration, creativity, and a community willing to come together to preserve not just houses, but the families, neighbors, and sense of home that make this place so special.